Hi, I wanted to talk to you about your question that you had about lesson 5, test number 5. Um, I'm going to start by referring you to page 330 in the textbook where it goes over conditional probability and medical tests. This table is really the key to success. It helps you lay out what all the probabilities are. And then from this table, you should be able to derive the answers that you're looking for. So I'm going to do a solution showing using this table as a model. So we're going to have disease on the left, and the first row is when the disease is present, and the second row is when the disease is absent. And then in the columns for test results, the column on the left is when the test is positive, and then the other column is when the test is negative. So one thing to make note of is if you add up the rows and then add those two rows up, they should be equal to the same thing, 1. And when you add up the individual columns and then add these numbers up, they also should be equal to 1. So now I'm going to show you the solution that I came up with. Oh, that's not it. Here it is. So first, I just want to start by showing you how I laid the problem out. So I just wanted to mention that this column plus VE stands for positive, minus VE stands for negative, so you don't get confused. So has Lyme disease, no Lyme disease, test positive, test negative. So a few notes that I have: 2% have Lyme disease. So that means 98% do not have Lyme disease. 98% test positive with Lyme disease, 4% test positive without Lyme disease. So that's where all these numbers come from. So 0.98 times 0.02, 0.02 times 0.02, 0.98 times 0.04, 0.98 times 0.96. All of those numbers can be found based on these descriptions here. So if I add these two columns and these two columns and add those numbers, I get 1. If I add this column and this column, I get 1 as well. The first question says, what's the probability that I test positive for Lyme disease? So since it doesn't say whether or not you have Lyme disease, what it's asking for you is this total number here. Two decimal places, 2 or 3 decimal places. So this is the answer. And then the second question is, has Lyme disease and test positive? So what we want to do in that case is take this number and divide it by the total, and that's where we get the 0.33. So I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any other questions. Thanks.